actually like they're having a party. As we're speaking now, we can hear the sounds of people. They're taking out to the street, apparently. They're chanting. You can obviously hear the sounds of gunshots behind me. That's their way of celebrating what they see as victory for the Palestinian resistance factions, because simply Hamas and other Palestinian factions here in Gaza during the past 11 days managed to actually impose the terms and conditions on the Israeli government. The way they see it, they stood by the Jerusalem people, they stood by Sheikh Jarrah, they stood by the worshippers inside Al-Aqsa, and they continued the fight until they were able to finally once again impose their terms on the Israeli authority. We have seen nothing from Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, last night. We can totally feel here the happiness among people, despite obviously the sense of, let me say, sorrow for those who lost their lives during the past 11 days. But for Palestinians here, Maria, I can tell you that they truly believe it was completely worth it, because Jerusalem is the core of the Palestinian issue. They believe that everything is worth it. They can sacrifice whatever they have for the sake of Jerusalem. I'm not sure if you can hear the sounds here behind me. This is now officially 2 a.m. in Gaza. That means obviously the ceasefire officially starts now. Yes, we can see people here shooting in the air as a sign of celebration. Like we said, Hamas factions, the armed wing of Hamas, Al-Qassam, had broadcasted a speech for Abu Ubaidah, its spokesperson, stressing on the importance of the resistance, saying that the resistance will always be ready to protect the Palestinian people here and in Jerusalem, and they have already prepared a massive strike for Israel if Israel was to break the ceasefire, if Israel was to violate the conditions they have agreed upon. Abu Hamza, the spokesperson for As-Saraya, which is basically the armed wing of the Islamic Jihad in Gaza, just 5 minutes ago issued another statement saying basically the same thing, that they are standing behind the leadership and they will commit to the ceasefire as long as Israel commits to it too. Obviously, the celebrations here will continue. We do realize that the next few hours will be delicate. It will be a fragile ceasefire. Perhaps we can't be sure if it won't be violated, but it looks like both parties, Israel and the Palestinian factions here, will commit, or at least have the intention to commit to the ceasefire agreement, because for Israel it has been tiring, let me say. They have been witnessing some very intense pressure from the international community, and most recently even from the Biden administration, United States of America, which is their main supporter. They always had been, and they still are. For the Palestinians, it's simply because Palestinians here are devastated by the 11 days of continuous air raids and bombardments, which had left more than 232 Palestinian dead, more than 1,900 people were wounded, 65 children lost their lives. The infrastructure here was completely destroyed. The main roads that connect the districts inside Gaza, healthcare system is collapsed. I don't want to say on the brink of collapsing. It is actually collapsed. Crossing borders continue to be closed. Obviously, because of the ceasefire agreement, we expect the crossings to be open today, which means that the aids will enter Gaza. Now we can hear the sounds of speakers also chanting the takbirs of Muslim community, and also the fireworks around us. This is an actual end of the ongoing conflict, at least for now. This is the end for the recent round of fighting between Palestinian factions and Israel.